city. I've asked her to help me find bread that's still being made traditionally.
See, we have so much to taste
That's
and all the
here.
foods. There's one which is more famous than the others, which is called simit.
Simit.
Here.
So we'll head through the spice market on our way to the Simit bakery.
Yes.
Got it. This is my favorite thing to do when I'm traveling.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
Well, it's something
What
like
is
a
that?
nougat.
So this is a sort of Turkish candy. This one is pistachio.
Yeah, that's pistachio. And honey, he says.
Honey.
Teşekkürler.
Oh, it's nice and chewy. I like
Yeah,
that.
isn't it?
We're here for the bread.
Okay, let's
find
go
that
to the
Simit.
Simit bakery, okay.
Simit is perhaps the single most popular food in all of Istanbul. It's a snack food that just about every Turk eats almost every day. It's everywhere, and it's always eaten fresh.
Just taking it out.
Simit?
Yes, that's a sesame bread. They dip it in the sesame like this. We're lucky. Thank you. Yeah, it's a bread dough, and they just shape it.
This is really good, especially fresh and hot out of the oven.
Exactly. In the old days, you see it's like there's a painting there. In the old times, guys were just buying it from the bakeries and selling it on their round things, and it's still going on now. We're trying to be a part of the European Union. For health reasons, they're trying to ban the wood-burning ovens. After like January 1st of 2010, they definitely have to change this into a natural gas oven.
Really?
They have to. The taste won't be the same.
No, it won't. Now, what's he doing?
New simit is coming for them to shape.
Because they're not making the dough here anywhere. I didn't think of that.
It's upstairs.
Nice and warm up here over the oven. Can I try? Get a simit lesson?
Yes, why not?
So 2 pieces. And roll those out. Yeah. Simit is made from a simple dough. It's how that dough is handled that makes it distinctive. After shaping, it's dipped in mulberry molasses, then rolled in sesame seeds before baking in a wood-fired oven. How do you feel about losing your oven?
Avrupa Birliği yasaları yüzünden şey yapacaklarmış ya, baked in the
Ama
oven.
Avrupa Birliği standartlarına göre doğalgaza geçmemiz gerekiyor normalde.
They're angry with it.
Damak lezzetimiz bu, bundan vazgeçemeyiz biz.
He says we don't want to change
No,
this.
I wouldn't
and
want to change
This
either.
is our traditional taste, and we want to keep it the way it is.
I'm frustrated, and I'm just getting to know about this.
Benden sonra gelen çocuklarıma onlar da bir mesleğe devam edecek.
He's learned it from the best masters, and he wants his children to keep doing this as well. Oh, hey, there's a salep guy. We can have a salep. Do you know?
What?
Yeah, it's a drink that goes well with simit. It's a drink we call salep. This is made of the tubers of a wild orchid. It's a great winter drink. Tasty, isn't
it's
it?
sweet.
And it goes really well with simit. There's so many Turkish people living abroad, and this is the thing that they miss the most.
The most. They come home for the
I
simit.
swear.
Yeah. It's all over the world, though. We all crave the bread that we're used to. We all crave some kind of bread. You can taste Turkey's food history in its bread. Many of this culture's baking traditions are the same today as they were 1,000 years ago. In Turkey, bread is so important to society that it's baked fresh all day long for every meal. Bread is so sacred that if a piece falls on the ground, someone will pick it up as a sign of respect. Now, what's this? What is she making?
She's making gözleme. It's one of our fast foods. You know, the woman rolls the dough. It's a basic dough without any yeast. And then it can have any fillings, cheese, meat, or potatoes.
And then she cooks it over that plate.
Yeah, she cooks it on the starch.
Look at that. That's so cool. It's quite a technique. I love the way she flings it around. That's so cool. My friend Turkish food writer Tijen Eneltong is taking me to meet Musa Dagdevern, a chef who specializes in reviving and renewing Turkish food traditions.
He's not just a chef, but he's also a culinary anthropologist.
Really?
I must say, yeah. And he travels around Turkey. He brings recipes from them, local and mostly forgotten recipes, and he bakes great bread as well.
Perfect. Hello.
Arkadaşım Michael'ı sana tanıştıracağım. This is my friend Michael.
Thank you.
Ben de Musa, ben de memnun oldum.
Musa.
And
Look at that oven.
yes, that's a very traditional wood oven.
It's just beautiful. Bread is so important to Musa that he's trained a team of bakers to make every bit of bread for the restaurant every day. He's even placed the oven front and center in the dining room where everyone can see his traditional methods on display.
This is pide.
Pide?
Yes,
Pide?
it's like pita, but it's different. This is served with kebabs.
Nohut dürümü yiyorsun böyle.
Ah, okay, it's functional.
Yes.
Okay.
Bunun içerisinde un,
Un.
şeker,
So there's
su,
flour, water, some sugar,
ekşi hamur.
and leaven. Sourdough.
A sourdough?
Yes, yes. And
Oh, look at that.
he uses the traditional method. So yeah,
So no commercial yeast in this.
Onun için-
There are many ways to leaven bread to add lightness to a dough. Today, most commercial bakeries use mass-produced yeast, but traditionally, bakers had to nurture their own yeast in a living flour and water starter. Besides, fundamentally, yeast is what gives bread its flavor, and old-school yeast starters simply taste better. It's a traditional Turkish leavener that's made from chickpeas. The chickpeas are ground and mixed with water and a little pinch of salt, and that mixture is left near the oven for several days until it ferments, and then it's strained. This liquid is ready to help rise bread. Working with starters like this is very difficult. This is not as easy as just mixing commercial yeast into the dough. What is burning in your soul that you would go through all of this extra effort when it would be much easier to just use commercial yeast and do it the way everybody else does it? Why?
Şey yapmayın diye. Mesela bir hani şeyi anlatalım olmasa. Ritüeli olan bir yemek mesela Hıdrellez'de yapılan bir
Writers write novels, painters paint, paintings, and this is what he wants to leave to this world, after he dies.
And the best way to keep our traditions alive is to do them, to not put them in a museum, but sell them in a restaurant each and every day.
Ve her gün restoranda yapmak ve
And
insanlara
make them taste good, because when they taste good, people want them.
kesinlikle.
I understand that Turkey is trying to join the EU, and that one of the things that means is that you're not going to be able to use a wood-burning oven anymore. Is that true?
Fırınları kullanamayacaksınız o zaman ne olacak?
Vallahi biz illegal de olsa yapacağız bu işi.
He says we will do it illegally.
Beslenme kültürümüzü asla.
He says we can lose everything, but we can't lose our food culture. Even if we have to die, we will continue doing it this way, he says.
I completely agree. I'm so happy to hear that.
Birlikte bu yaptığımız pidelerle güzel tadını çıkartalım.
So you worked hard. What about having some breakfast with some tea and
Sure.
the bread you made?
Time to take a break.
Do you know this?
This is a spice blend, a Turkish spice blend. Yeah, that's a lot of flavor to start your day with. Wild oregano, eh? Pomegranate juice in mixed in with onions and the pomegranate seeds. How important is bread? How important is all of this to Turkish food?
Sofrasında ekmeğin yeri nedir? On our heads. So he says it's very important for us, so that we have to hold it as a crown. So it should be our crown, he says.
Ülkemizde tüketilen bir şey.
The table could be empty, but there should be bread to say I am eating, I am getting full. So it's important for all Turkish people. Because in Turkey we say we're not making money, we're saying the money for bread. It's bread money.
The same for us. In North America, we call it the breadwinner.
Aslında hepimiz aynıyız yani.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Yeah, we are all the same.
But nowadays young people are more interested in the traditions.
Because it feels the same way at home. We lost, but now we're finding again. And I guess that's what I'm seeing here in Turkey. Thank you. I've learned a lot from you.
Yani hamur işinde bayağı
Phyllo dough.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to go next. Baklava. Ever since wheat was first domesticated, ground into flour, and mixed with water into dough, bread has been one of mankind's staple foods. And nowhere is that more apparent than right here in Turkey. What is it?
This mackerel, this fish bread salad for dinner.
Fish bread sandwich?
Yes.
Every cuisine has figured out a way to take their local bread and turn it into one of the world's most convenient foods, a locally inspired sandwich. It's good. The fish is really good. The bread is nothing special, though. From bread to pastry, the bakers of Turkey make many things from many types of dough, most with yeast, but not all, because they're also famous for an unleavened dough, phyllo, the dough in baklava, the ubiquitous pastry that is thought to trace its origins to the imperial Ottoman palaces of Istanbul. So this shop is famous?
It is a world famous baklava place. I want you to taste their baklava. Try this. That's the best baklava you can find in Turkey, perhaps in the world as well.
Wow, there's something different here, though.
Oh, here. This is our baklava maker.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I've come to steal all your secrets.
Bütün sırlarınızı çalmaya geldim.
May we see your shop, how you make these?
Herkese değil ama size gösterelim oradaki.
Not to everyone, but to you I can show.
Flour contains gluten, a very unique substance that gives dough its remarkable flexibility. The way phyllo is made and handled enhances gluten so that the dough can be rolled paper thin and still retain its strength. So far, egg yolks, salt, water.
It has to be hard wheat.
A hard wheat, a strong wheat, lots of gluten. Oh, there's the butter there.
That's
Okay.
melted butter. They use the butter so that it won't get dry.
Koyun ve keçi sütünün o dibinden var ya.
It's made of sheep and goat milk.
That's it. It's a sheep and goat milk butter.
Toplamak tatmanın yarısıdır.
There's a funky goat smell to it.
Yes.
I thought it was like goat's milk almost. Unlike many doughs, phyllo includes oil or fat because it softens the dough and makes it easier to handle.
Bizim meslekte var ya şu bak şu. Şu var ya şu. Açma şeyi güç.
This muscle is
Sen ne var
very
ya?
important.
For kneading the dough, yeah, of
You
course.
have to be using.
This is one of the strongest doughs I've ever kneaded, and I guess that's what I expected, because for this dough to stretch as far as it does, it has to have a whole lot of gluten in it. So this chunk of dough right here will make 10 squares, each one of them 2 meters square.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So the first step is done by the machine.
Yeah.
It's rolled out relatively thin, but to take it to paper thin,
Yeah, it's their and
the
they're world
masters can do
famous
that.
masters.
Sure.
Şu gördüğünüz şu hamur bakın.
So for making one piece of baklava, they need 40 layers.
14 layers.
No, 40.
40 layers.
Yes. So
Wow. This is one of those things that looks super easy, but it's not. Getting that cloud of starch just like that without leaving clumps behind. yeah, look at that. Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah, it's like a pillow.
Bu başarı budur bak.
It's holding the air in there. It's
because
so light.
that's success.
That's how you know it's good. Look at that. Yeah, look. Unbelievable.
Bundan da bir
That is amazing. Well done, huh? Really? There are many ways to make baklava. This classic version starts with 20 layers of phyllo dough. A thick pastry filling is spread on, then topped with ground local pistachios, and then another 20 layers of phyllo. And then just in case there's not enough flavor, the pan is drenched with butter. Oh, look at all that butter.
baklava yapma sanatını.
Says making baklava is an art, and his family has been doing this for 5 generations.
5 yıldır da ben yapıyorum.
And
35 yıl.
he's been doing this for 35 years.
Finally, the freshly baked baklava is soaked with a simple syrup of sugar and water. So much sugar that it actually acts as a preservative. Baklava can sit on the shelf for months and stay fresh.
Servis de yapıyor.
Don't take him.
I can taste why this is the best baklava in the world. Thank you. Thank you.
When you first arrived, I told you that I have some surprises for you. So there's one more thing that I want you to taste. But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Does it have wheat in it?
Well, of course it does.
Good morning.
Do you want to have tea with them?
Sure.
Seems like they're eating. They
Sure, why
have
not?
homemade cookies here for us.
Bu delikanlı buna bak.
Thank you.
Oh, his wife made them.
My compliments to the chef.
Çok teşekkürler. They pray here, and then, you know, one of them bring food, and they bring the tea.
Teşekkürler. The food of Turkey is undergoing a renaissance. Authentic flavors are being rediscovered and celebrated throughout the country. Many of them classic dishes based on the amazing properties of wheat and flour and doughs, even pasta doughs. Turkish food historian Ozgi Samanci is part of this revival.
Today we will do mantı. Mantı is a kind of what we